Hey, it's Dan, welcome back. This is iAllegedly, and I am in Los Angeles, California today, and we're starting out at the Grand Central Market. And this place is absolutely amazing. It's got cuisine from around the world, to say the least, but this place is just unbelievable. Gonna start filming here, gonna show you guys some stuff here, as far as food, everything from around the globe. Absolutely amazing. There's a lot to cover in the news. 3 big news stories that are affecting all of us right now. Please don't forget to hit the like button. Please hit the subscribe button. Share this with all your friends and colleagues. And don't forget to join our email list. This is one of those places that you can take anybody to because they have absolutely every type of food. You've got things from all around the world. They've got fresh produce. They have all these different places to shop at. I mean, it's really just an amazing experience. And, look at all these chilies, all these different types of chilies. I don't even know there was that many types of chilies in the world. The place is just amazing. There's so much to eat. I mean, it is just absolutely everything you could possibly imagine is here. I'm on the funicular right now. One thing that's great to do when you come to downtown LA is go on the funicular that's on Hill Street, and it's the Angel Flight. They remodeled it. It's up by the top of the hill. It's $325 grand, the big commercial complex. They've got restaurants and things like that out here. They're really nice. But one thing I want to cover in this video is people keep saying, Dan, you're being such a downer. You're covering all this negative stuff. Wait a second, guys. Covering the news. And today we had 3 bits, more than that, like 6 bits of really bad news with the economy. First things first is inflation. The inflation hit 5.4%, the highest rate since 1991, month after month. Well, guys, this is catastrophic. This is just horrific news that's affecting each and every one of us. Now, CNBC tried to spin this and say, hey, if you don't put food and energy in there, it's all basically only 0.3% off of what it was the previous month. Well, these are horrific numbers, guys. These are numbers that, in my lifetime, I haven't seen that. So since 1991, we have not seen inflation like this, okay? Number 2, wages. People are earning less right now than they've ever earned. Percentage-wise, based on the increase of inflation, wages are going down right now. Okay, well, that's awful, okay? And the third thing that we're gonna cover is mortgage demand. Remember, the real estate market is killing it right now. Everything is fantastic, Dan, but mortgages, the demand for mortgages last month are off. Why is that, guys? I thought real estate was just to the moon. Is everybody paying cash for their house? You know the answer is no to that. So mortgage demand, which is refinances, which is cash money out, which is a little bit of everything, has been dramatically affected right now. So as we see this, take a look at the stories below. This area is nice, okay? Normally it's thriving with people. Sometimes you have music out here and bands and things like that. But again, this is the nicer part of LA where it's been revitalized outside Grand Central Market. And just a beautiful, fun place to hang out. And again, get lunch, come here, or stay at the market. You could do that. It's directly across the street. Again, with the inflation, Social Security is going to see its highest increase ever for people that are on fixed income and get those payments. They're going to see what the COLA, C-O-L-A, which is cost of living adjustment, jump up 5.9%, the highest ever. Now, the average person is going to end up with $92 more. Some people are going to get even more than that, but $92 more a month. Now, think about this. When you think of everything that's shot up in the last year, everything that has gone up, it is not enough, okay? So this is the highest increase in the history of Social Security, percentage-wise. And with that being said, I mean, people are saying how great this is, but again, if people's expenses are gonna jump 200 bucks a month. They're $108 short. So share your thoughts on this. What do you guys think about the COLA adjustment going up $92, 5.9%? I just think it's sad. I really do. I think that people don't realize how inflation is just going to eat at everything right now. And again, for 2022, there is no end in sight for this. It's not that this is just going to slow down and everything's magically going to become cheaper. It's just not. And I have people that write me about deflation. Dan, things are going to go down in price. They're not going to go down in price. It's not going to happen. Share your thoughts on this. I really want to know what you guys think. This is the entrance to the funicular, the Angel's Flight. It's very cool. Goes down. It's $1 to go on this thing. Very fun. Quick little ride. Saves you a ton of walking though, which is really nice. So this is the funicular going down. Very cool. There's the other train coming. Crossing us. Just a little bit of Los Angeles history here. They remodeled this thing and brought it back to life. It's $1 to go up, it's $1 to go down. It's just kind of a cool experience, and really enjoy it. We've made a shift, and I am now near the La Brea tar pits and walking through the park. One thing that I wanted to cover was the Biden administration had talked about how the port congestion is the thing that's causing inflation, and they wanted to ease inflation. Well, one thing that I've been lucky with is I've had so many people send me stories, and the Savannah port is backed up and congested just like the LA and Long Beach ports are. LA and Long Beach represent 40% of the port traffic to the United States. Now, the advantage to having something come through Los Angeles and not the other ports, not Oakland, is that it's just transported easily via truck, train, whatever. But that's not the reason for inflation. It just is not. I'm not going to believe that for a second. You know, the inflationary problems that we have are a myriad of things. But with the Fed putting money into our financial system, more money's been added to the financial system this year than has been added in 40 years. So things like that need to be looked into over the port congestion. The port congestion is a real problem, clearly, but that's not the answer for it. So share your thoughts on it, guys. I want to know what you guys think about this. One thing that's neat about walking through here is just the history of everything that they pulled out of the La Brea tar pits. And tar still oozes out of the ground in different spots. You can smell it. It's just crazy how much it's here. And you got Pit 91 behind me. But one thing that's really fascinating is with that Great Resignation, here's a great stat for you. There were more business started in 2020 and 2021 than in the last 15 years. The Great Resignation of people getting sick and tired of working for people has been a boom for businesses and for people to start their own companies. You're starting to see more solopreneurs and single entrepreneurs come out and create businesses than ever before. And again, I've talked about this with you guys. If there is anything that you can do to make money that separates you with your knowledge base, whether it's art, math, science, construction, anything, it makes no difference. If you know something that other people need to learn about, there's mediums that you can use to share it. You can use YouTube like this. You can use TikTok. There are so many people making millions of dollars using TikTok right now. It's unbelievable. It's not just stupid dance videos. They're marketing. I get a lot of marketing help and have met people from around the world. I've had people speak at my conferences because of TikTok. So it's, you know, it's pretty amazing what you can get from that. But these articles and what I'm going to share below, a lot of people have made millions of dollars. This whole experience with the health crisis has taught me how I'm going to work different. I am never going to have, you know, an office with a bunch of employees again. I just won't do it. There's no need for it. You can hire people on a temp basis and have people do the social media, have people do certain things, the IT work, and those people want to work by themselves anyways. Every IT guy has never wanted to work inside of an office ever. They just want to work wherever they want to work and work the hours that they want to work. So that being said, it's really the perfect time to do something new. And read this article because it's fascinating, but people have made millions of dollars during this time. And again, when you look at the Depression and you look at how people changed their lives during that time, this time in history is going to be the same thing. Got these great places to parks, hang out, you know. The problem with LA is you got the cop helicopter circling, okay? Okay, he's looking for someone. So that's the thing you got to deal with here. I love the history of this place. And here's one of the famous statues that you guys have seen a bunch of times when you drive by here, or you see a picture of the La Brea tar pits. It's that elephant, woolly mammoth, or whatever it is. But very cool to be able to walk through here and see everything that they're pulling out. But being in LA, one thing that's going to happen is Monday the 18th, the IATSE union, it looks like the 60,000 members are going to strike. They're at a complete impasse negotiating with the studios, with television, and it's going to shut down everything. All the different production is going to be completely shut down. And, you know, do you care about this? You know, if you have a family member in there, clearly you do. A lot of people are fed up with Hollywood and fed up with the film industry. It's odd how, you know, people are not going back to the movies the way they thought they were. Now you can sit there and say it's not safe, whatever. You know, saw a couple movies over the last couple weeks. The Sopranos movie and the James Bond movie. And, you know, I like the theaters where you can have a scheduled time and you have an assigned seat. And supposedly they clean the seats and stuff like that. Nothing like paying $40 for a thing of popcorn and $12 for a soda. But hey, share your thoughts on this. The unions that are striking deal with everything from costuming to electrical to special effects. So many different things that they deal with. And again, it looks like it's done. It looks like it's going to shut TV and film production down for quite some time. Oh, there it is. Now, one thing that wasn't talked about a few months ago was potentially raising interest rate. It's always been something that would be pushed down the road, and we wouldn't have to hear about that until 2023. Now, you've got Norway, you've got New Zealand that have already started to raise their prime lending rates. And now the Fed steps forward and the Fed says, hey, we're gonna stop our quantitative easing and our health crisis purchases. We're going to start tapering, and it looks like next month, we don't have a date, but we're going to start working on these purchases and slowing these purchases down, and it's going to affect the market. Now, guys, this is going to definitely raise interest rates. The idea of planting these seeds is that they're going to get you ready for this. They don't have a specific date, but again, they're buying $120 billion a month of minimum purchases on the open market. And right now they're going to ease that by the Fed tapering these purchases. They haven't been clear. There's no specific date, and they've not given us a dollar amount. Now, the $120 billion, that's a minimum that they've used to purchase these assets on the open market. And again, it has dramatically affected the stock market. You have catastrophic things that go down in the market that should drop the stock market 5,000 points, and everybody sings kumbaya and talks about how great it is, and it does not affect the fake stock market because you have somebody buying everything. So when the Fed decides to taper, they're not going to cut off the faucet. There's no way. I don't believe they're ever going to stop personally, but if they do, they're not just going to cut off, cold turkey and stop $120 billion in purchases. Plus, I'd like to know how much more they've spent, okay? Because, you can only imagine that it's out there. I could watch this for hours, by the way, which seems really weird, but it's crazy to hear this thing gurgling with all this oil and stuff popping up. So share your thoughts on the Fed, share your thoughts on the rising interest rates, but this is happening around the world. You're gonna start to see the Bank of England, you're gonna start to see other places like this make these changes, and it's gonna be dramatic when they do this. So really, share your thoughts on all this stuff. I'm really curious as to what you guys think about this. One thing about being in the medical space and dealing with the startups that fascinated me was how they raised money. And it wasn't always the best idea or the best company, but they had something that resonated with the investors and made people write checks to be part of this project. Now, N3 Futures Fund is a company that just raised $10 million. And Business Insider did something really cool, was they showed their pitch deck. Now, if you have ever thought about raising money for your company, I always suggest looking at winning pitch decks, because this is what they use to raise 10 million bucks. So they clearly did something right. But the cool thing about this is that they have over 200 limited partners. Like over half of these investors that put money into the 10 million are South Asian women that have never invested in a business before. So this is something that resonated with women. They've got executives from Google, Intel, Mayfield Fund. They've got a lot of heavyweights that have said, we think that this is going to be something. So again, what they put together is something that you should look at and see why and how they did it. And again, if you've ever thought about raising money for your company, assets like this are great to read. So take a look at it. I always find it fascinating when other countries are having the same problems that we could potentially have here. And you're seeing a housing bubble in Hong Kong and in Europe right now. And this was fueled by low interest rates, people wanting more space, making a little more money, an ease in lending that made it so that these places, people could go to these places and have bigger homes. Well, now, less work, less ways to pay for it, and they're having the same problems that we're having. It's the exact same thing. So the article's below. Share your thoughts on this. And again, real estate's perfect, guys. There's no problem, but they're having the same problem in Europe and in Hong Kong right now that we're having here in the United States. Okay? I'm gonna end this on the Blue Origin story where William Shatner went up into space. And, I've made jokes about this. TJ Hooker in space. I'm just glad the guy made it back, okay? So, congratulations. I hope it was fantastic. He said it was the most profound experience of his life. I would have said it was working with Adrian Zmed and Heather Locklear in their younger days, but that's just me. So please don't forget to hit the like button. Please hit the subscribe button. Share this with all your friends and colleagues. And also, guys, remember, the world is a huge opportunity. Look at that old building that they turned into that amazing international food court. There is food from around the globe in that place, and somebody came up with that idea, and the place is packed. So share your thoughts on this. Onward and upward, guys. I will see you all very soon.